Hello, I am Kit Adams, Mystic Soul. This video is about choosing a psychic that's going to be a good fit for you. I have a lot of people asking me, how does somebody go about finding somebody that is going to give me the psychic experience I really, really do need? So I usually suggest to people, watch a psychic go live. If you can't catch them live, see if they have recorded lives, and you can make your choice from there. Basically, choose somebody who is personable. They interact well with the audience. But also, I want you to see the way they do readings. Okay. For example, are the readings all different from person to person to person? Because, people are different from this person, this person, this person. The reading should be different from person to person to person. If they're all kind of like basic and they all seem the same, then I don't think that psychic's going to really be a good fit for you. Some people actually, that's how they do their readings, and that's fine. Also, remember, all psychics are different. I am different than this psychic, and that psychic is different from that psychic over there. That's just the way we are. Do you feel comfortable with that psychic? That is a big one. Being comfortable with your psychic. Because remember, you're going to a psychic because you want answers. So being comfortable, being able to ask them questions. Are they going to answer your questions? Do they take the time to answer your questions? Those are all really big, valid points. Are is their price range in your budget? If it's not, but this is the psychic that you've chosen because you feel comfortable with them, you like the way they do their readings, ask them. Say, look, I have budget restraints at the moment. Uh, can you work within my budget? I do it for clients all the time. Uh, that's just the way I do this. But also, when I do want to touch though, real quick, on when you go and see a psychic live and how to behave during a live. I know you're sitting there going, what do you mean how to behave? Well, some people just think that psychic is there for them and they're just mean and rude. They go in and they're like, hey, give me a card. Chances are really good that you're not going to get one. And it's just because being rude doesn't get you anywhere. You're not entitled to that reading just because you showed up, And remember, if it's a free reading, you really aren't entitled to it. But some people feel that way. And it's funny because I've had a lot of psychics say, oh, you have to do this video. And I'm like, I'm more than happy to. I don't sugarcoat my readings. So I'm not going to, cater to people in my lives. Just because you're demanding and you're like, first of all, you start out with, hey, give me a card. And then, you're like, hey, do you see my comments? Hey, what's wrong? Why aren't you answering me? Hey, 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 hey. Please don't hey your psychic. Don't hey any of them. Please don't. On behalf of psychics who do this everywhere, please don't hey your psychic. Be nice. Say hi to your psychic. If you come in, you say hi to your psychic, and they can't say hi to you immediately, try to think, are they actually giving somebody a reading at the moment? Because if they are, they obviously cannot really stop and say hi to each individual person. A good psychic will say hi to you when she is done or he is done with the reading. I do know several guys that do this. So keep that in mind also. I do apologize for the noise in the background. I have no idea what's going on outside. My windows are closed. Again, I apologize. What else? Oh, being spamming. Don't spam during a person's live. Spamming includes repeatedly trying to catch the attention of the psychic. Okay. Don't do that. And that's like setting up an emoji or blank. A lot of people will just do a blank, comment. Don't do that. We see you. Trust me, we see you. It's distracting when we're trying to give Jane Doe her reading. Okay? Please don't do that. We will get to you in a timely fashion. And also, again, when I tell you all psychics are different, all psychics are actually different. Some keep a list. So if you come into a live and there's 5 people in the live and they're like, okay, so and so is first, wait your turn. But you also need to be in the live. You have to stay in that live to get your free reading. A lot of us do what's called a donation reading. You take precedence over the free reads. Consider doing that. And remember, a lot of them, it's a really affordable way to get an actual reading if you do the donation live. I'm not saying you have to in order to actually get a reading. That's not what I'm saying, because I always do free and donation readings during my live. I do take the donation ones first. I do verify that you did donate. Please don't say to the person doing the readings, oh, hey, I donated, and you didn't. Please don't do that. Okay? We do remember who you are. I keep a list of the people that I'm doing the reading on. I don't do a list of like, Jane, Mary, Jack, Gary, they came in. I don't, I just, random people I pick out of my lives. But you do have to be in the live when I do go to choose you. Some people just don't. They come in, they're like, hey, I would really like a reading. First of all, stop with the hey. Hey is so rude. You wouldn't like it. Think about it though. If you were doing something, would you want somebody to hey you? Like, hey, get me a drink. Hey, this. Some people are fine with it. Okay. And I guess that's okay. If that's the way you live life, that's fine. I'm not here to talk bad about that. I'm just here to say have some respect for those of us that do this. It takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of energy, and it does take money to actually do those live shows. And people, for the most part, don't really realize that. Okay. But you have to think about the internet, the electricity. Some of us pay for the streaming service that we use, things to that effect. Just remember that. Um, Thanking your reader. Most important thing at the end of your reading is thanking your reader very, very much. Um, if the reading was spot on and it really spoke to you, let the reader know that in the comments. They appreciate it more than you know. Tipping your reader. Also, always, wow, that's really loud, and I do apologize. Tipping your reader is also always super, super appreciated. Say their donation reads are $10. You only have $2 on you, but you got a free reading. Tip your reader the $2. They appreciate it and they will remember it. I do. I make a personal note. And that way, the next time that person comes into one of my live shows, I'm more than happy to give you another free reading. Um, things things like that. If you like a reader, by all means, tell your friends. Say, hey, listen, this person so and so is really, really good. They're on live right now. Come watch with me. We appreciate that. The more views we could get, the more comments we can get, the more subscribers we can get, the happier and more often we want to go live. And the more often we go live means the more often you get free reads or those donation reads, which are a reduced price on a reading. But also, message the person. If you are thinking that this person's a good fit for you, this psychic, message them and say, ask whatever questions are on your mind. They should be able to take the time to answer your questions. to, our biggest goal is to make you feel comfortable. We are providing a service to you, and we do want you to be comfortable. We want you to keep coming back. We want you to tell your friends about us so that they come to us. That's basically what this is. This is a job. For me, this is a job. This is what I actually do for a living. I have been doing readings for over 40 years. I have been going and doing lives for 10 years now. 10 years. And I still love it. Despite I do get rude people every now and then, it's to be expected, but I still do enjoy doing this because I enjoy interacting with an audience, and I enjoy bringing messages to people, and going live is like the greatest way to for me to give several messages all at one time. When I do private readings, I don't ever book them back to back. There's going to be a space in between. I want to make sure that the person coming to me for a private read gets all their answers answered. I want them to walk away not wondering. Um, but that does happen. Some people are just like, they really enjoyed the reading and they're fine. They're like, no, I don't have any more questions. And if your psychic doesn't pick up that you do maybe have a couple more questions, and that does happen, it happens with me. I'm like, are you sure? I always ask, are you sure? Because you just never know. But I do let people, I usually say, listen, if you have you think of any questions, say like overnight, early tomorrow, I do usually give you like 24 hours. Hey, message me, ask me whatever. Do keep in mind, we're not always going to remember all the cards that you got. I could give you a reading at 4 p.m. and then I'm going to go live at 8 p.m. Think of all those cards that are going to happen between, your reading and overnight. So there's a lot to keep in mind. Oh, also, I did want, this is really important, find a reader that, and again, this is my practice, this is my opinions, this is what I have heard people, the feedback I get when I do readings. See if the reader offers a variety. Not every reader does, and that is absolutely fine. Some readers only use the Rider-Waite deck of tarot cards. That's absolutely fine. But uh, a well-rounded reader, they'll offer different decks of tarot, different decks of oracle, pendulum readings, runestone readings. I do have to make a video about runestone readings. A lot of people don't know what those are, what it entails. I will put up a video hopefully sometime this week on runestone readings and how they go. But, and again, remember, just because I said, try to, because you don't know. If you say you want a reading on financial, what your finances are going to look for, and you want the person to cater your reading to you. Okay. But also remember, if you're looking for more than that, and at the end of your reading, and all they told you about was financial, that's all we have. That's what we throw our energy into the cards to answer. And you look at us and go, we didn't mention anything about love. You didn't tell us anything about love. Okay. We are psychic. Yes. Are we mind readers? No, because we don't overstep bounds and reading your mind, because that is a psychic ability, it's clairvoyance. That so it's overstepping bounds if we did do that. Is that to say that romance might not? It could pop up in your reading. It very well could. It depends. Again, it depends on the reader. So like I said, the best advice I could tell you is watch somebody go live. If you cannot catch them live, and see how they are and see if you're comfortable, see if it's going to be a good fit for you, see if they have recorded lives that are available for you to watch. But also ask questions. Okay. If you watch one of their recorded lives, ask questions in the comments if the comments are open. See if they get back to you. Do keep in mind though, there are time differences. Okay. For instance, I'm in New York. So if it is 5 o'clock p.m. my time, it's only 2 o'clock on the West Coast, say California. Keep in mind those time differences. Also, if you were overseas, still there's even a bigger time difference because when, say, I do a live at 8 p.m. at night, it's morning in Australia the next day for me. So do keep in mind, allow that reader to have enough time to get back to you. I usually tell people about 12 hours. Okay. We do have lives outside of doing this. You know, we have family and stuff, houses to take care of and stuff like that. So keep that in mind also. All right. But again, questions are the most important thing you could do. If you're just not sure if somebody is a good fit for you, ask them. They should take the time to answer any of your questions within reason. Don't, keep sending them back and forth emails for hours, or, messaging back and forth for hours. We do have other things to do, okay? But keep these tips in mind on how to choose a good psychic that's going to be a good fit for you. Bye.